So Oprah made it so much bigger, in my opinion. She created this what, instead of just responding to it and really ask and say, I don't understand what you mean by that. Can you be a little bit more specific about it? What? 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 Horror, horror, horror. Cold, cold, cold. Empty, empty, empty. I feel that Oprah did one of those things. Hello, everybody. This is Mihaela with Art of Experiencing. I've been watching some of the other YouTubers, and everybody's talking about the exchange letters between Meghan Markle and then Prince Charles, now King Charles. I feel that we have already embarked on the narrative of Meghan Markle unconsciously, to quote Meghan when she talks about unconscious bias, which is the most important element in the exchange of the letters. We talk about her and King Charles as if it is the most natural thing that they would have an exchange of letters. The fact that there is a letter from King Charles, the fact that they are exchanging letters between the two of them, she must realize that she has made it into the royal family. Why can she not be happy? Why can't she understand the platform that she's in? Why can't she take that and do positive work together with her Prince Harry? Duchess Meghan, it's Duchess Meghan. Do you understand that, Meghan Markle? You're no longer a B-lister. You are Duchess of Sussex due to the fact that you married Duke of Sussex. Why can you not take that and embrace that? Why can you not take that and do good? Please, please, sooner than later, please do good. Everybody's been talking about who's leaked it to the Telegraph, I believe it was. Everybody's talking about, was it Prince of Wales? At that time, Charles. Was it Meghan? Was it the team of Sussex who has leaked it? It happened after the interview that left all of us shocked by her revelations, which we found out to be untrue later on. But I don't think anybody's talking about that interview and discusses what part did Oprah have in it. As everybody knows, Oprah is one of the richest women. She's had a show on television for the longest time. It was doing greatly. It was #1 for so many years, where she was a very good interviewer. She knew how to get to people's hearts. She knew how to get them to reveal all sorts of private inner feelings, which is to be admired. Bravo, Oprah. I believe in the interview that Meghan and Prince Harry did with her. For the first part of it, it was only Meghan. I remember this happened some years ago, I believe. And then Prince joins them later. I'm not going to go into the letter so much because everybody's tried to analyze the letter. Who wrote? What did she say? Of course, she said the same things in the letter, where she never has a clear, Meghan, she never has a clear message. She's always trying to leave room in the way that she talks so she can take the narrative this way or that way, depending on the response of the public. So she leaves that space for herself to try to get the attention from the people and to be sure that she plays to those supporters of hers and Prince Harry, who I don't think are really wanting to see the truth. I think they have embarked on this narrative that she presents, which is completely contradictory with that space in between the I'll take it this way or I'll take it this way. They decide to go with her because they hope, they wish that she was the princess of their fantasies. We all have imagination, we all have fantasies, we all have daydreams. And we want to embark on the narrative, which is the most positive. And I think that her team and I think that her supporters are still giving her that. Let's believe Meghan. Let's go with Meghan. Let's believe Prince Harry, even though they know the truth is somewhere else. It could be with Prince Charles, now King Charles, referring to the letters. The one thing that I wanted to talk about, which a lot of people don't, is the reaction of Oprah in that interview. So as I was saying before, Oprah was not and is not just known for being a great interviewer and for hosting a talk show for so many years, but she's also a trained actress. As my channel, Art of Experiencing, has to do with my perspective, my analysis on different people from the point of view of acting, as if those people that I'm talking about are characters, I was just reminded that she was an actress. I don't know if you remember, but very many years ago, she did this wonderful film, Color Purple, I believe the name of it was. And I remember there were some moments, some clips of Oprah where she talks about the fact that she did not know what acting was until she met an acting coach by the name of Susan Batson. That really blew me away, because many, many years ago, 20-some years ago, when I was going to get my master's degree from the Actors Studio Program, MFA Program, the same one where I was where my colleague was Bradley Cooper, before he became Bradley Cooper. I haven't kept in touch with him since he became famous. The same acting coach that Oprah talks about, saying that she was the one that opened her eyes to what it's like to be a great actress, the same acting coach, Susan Batson, used to come as a guest teacher to my program. So I had a couple of classes with her. She was not there all the time. We did not have hours with her, but I remember she was invited to come per semester one time or two times, if I'm remembering correctly. This is the same Susan Batson who went on to become one of the most celebrated, one of the most famous acting coach, who now works with anybody you can think of. All of the successful actors, from Juliette Binoche, the French actress, Nicole Kidman, Oprah, when she's doing acting. So going back to that interview, because I started with that, and Meghan Markle doing the interview with Oprah, I think that if Oprah, and I'm wondering, did she rehearse the answer to Meghan's concerns of members or member of the royal family when it came to baby Archie? The concerns about how and what his skin color was going to be, which in the letter that was leaked, who was it leaked by? Don't know. I have no idea. Some say it was her because she did the same thing with the letter that she wrote to her father, Mr. Markle. It's a pattern, it's a routine. If you go by what the character had done before, and then you see the same thing happening again, it's more than likely that her camp, her team, probably leaked the letter because she still wants to be relevant in today's events, which have so much more to do with the coronation of the king, to which she's not going because she wants to stay home with baby Archie. I don't know if that's plausible excuse. I do hope that, I wish that they would have come up with something different, because like everybody else is saying, the prince, the Archie, the baby, now I'm calling him prince, and I don't even know why I'm calling him prince, because there are no titles in Montecito. But she's made us all embark on her narrative. I'm part of her brainwash people. In my mind, I know that I shouldn't call them prince and princess just because she wants me to call them prince and princess. But going back to the interview, I don't think that statement that she made, Meghan Markle, that she made about the concerns of some people in the royal family who she doesn't want to give names. I don't know if it would have been so powerful without the other character in this case, as I'm referring to the interview as them being the actors playing themselves as characters. I don't think the statement would have been as powerful if it weren't for the response that Oprah gave to that. Do you remember that response? Do you remember how Oprah listened when Meghan said there were concerns, paused, wanting us to see that she's having a difficult time with what she's about to give us, with what she's about to let us know, with what she's about to reveal, which is so horrific, horror, 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 cold, 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 empty, empty, empty. To paraphrase one of the characters from the very known play by Chekhov, the Seagull, when Nina is trying to perform the play of Treplev, the writer, she's mocking him in portraying his play because she doesn't believe that he's a great writer. She doesn't believe that he has people in the play. So she's mocking him to say, your play is difficult, Kostya Treplev. I don't know how to say it. How do I go about interpreting what you wrote? Because there are no people in it. Nina in the play of The Seagull is also considered, in her monologues, she admits that she does not know what to do with her hands. She doesn't consider herself to be a great actress because the response of the people that she had the opportunity to play for in the provinces of Russia many years ago, they were not responding to her with what she wanted them to respond to her, to applaud her for being a great actress. So I feel that Oprah did one of those bad acting response to Meghan's so-called horrific statement, revelation, that people were wondering about the color of baby Archie, which is such a normal thing for anybody to have been curious about. If that was the case, we also go a few weeks ago and saw Chris Rock in his show, in his comedic show, where he's even talking about that. And he's the one that says, this happens in any family. This happens with anybody. It doesn't matter if you have a combination of a woman and a man who come from different backgrounds, who have different cultural backgrounds. Of course you're going to wonder, and especially if Prince Harry has the red hair, of course you're going to be curious and you're going to be asking without any kind of malice, what is the baby going to look like? That's such a normal thing. But if you want to blow it out of proportions like Meghan did, and then you have another character such as Oprah to respond to that statement with, what? Not only does she do it once, but then she takes moments, because Oprah is trained. Oprah knows that that is going to attract the public. That is going to attract audiences. That's how she's going to get rating for this interview. Already the gestures before she says the second what, implying that what Meghan's statement was bad. I am a little bit confused because I used to so appreciate Oprah for her work that she's done with so many people. She's helped a lot of people. I know she's been giving so much. She's built schools in Africa. I was so in awe of her. I used to be addicted to her shows when they were on from Chicago. I believe they were being filmed. And I used to watch her. I used to watch her all the time. But after seeing that interview, I cannot help now, having read this exchange between King Charles and Meghan, to think that interview was so much bigger than it would have been. That interview was so much more watched, and it became so much more of a revelation to the entire world due to the responses of the other character, in this case, Oprah. The fact that she was giving it so much fuel, she was giving it so much power in the way that she responds to those statements that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made. I was wondering, did she get training? Was she trained before she did the episode to know how to react to those concerns, which now Meghan, in the letter to King Charles, together with King Charles in his letters, in the letters of exchange between the two of them, they were saying that nothing was meant by those statements. It was not what everybody watching at home understood them to be. Meghan is trying to retract what she says by saying, no, I don't consider that. I know that comment made by somebody. To this day, we don't know who made that comment. We don't know who was curious about baby Archie. Meghan is trying to retract. Prince Harry is trying to retract, saying, oh, but we never said that the royal family was racist. We never said that. We did not say that the royals were racist. We never said that. We were just talking about unconscious racism, unconscious racism. But it's already too late to retract. You see, what I'm trying to make the point is that when an exchange happens between two characters, the power of acting, as if they were actors again, as if they were those characters playing themselves, when an exchange of such gravity happens, and the character of Oprah is replying to that statement, no matter what the statement would have been, even if the statement would have been something that's a banal everyday thing, if her response would have been to that, oh, what? To leave room for Meghan to repeat that again. So we hear it not just once, but we hear it again and again and again and again. Doesn't matter that you retract what you said. It doesn't matter, because that exchange between the two characters is so much more powerful and will be imprinted in our minds. So I was just figuring that out today when I was looking at the exchange letters between the two of them. And I was like, is anybody ever talking about the effect that Oprah had with her response to Meghan? What made it so revelatory and what made it so shocking to all of us watching, to the audience, was due to Oprah's enormous, exaggerated response. She was almost putting herself in the place of the audiences to go, if you do not get this, audiences, that this is something that is not good, then I'm going to respond in such a way that you will then be able to envision yourselves responding the same way that I did. That's how much a character can influence the people watching. Meghan Markle wrote personal letter to King Charles about unconscious bias in royal family report. In her correspondence, the Duchess of Sussex. Only the fact that it's called is the Duchess of Sussex. I mean, why are you calling yourself Duchess of Sussex? You're just an extraordinary actress in your mind, so your name, Meghan Markle, should be sufficient. Completely doesn't make any sense. Analysis of a character, I would be like, she's a hypocrite. She's a hypocrite. This is my analysis of her. Meghan Markle sent a letter expressing her concerns over unconscious bias within the royal family to her father-in-law, the father-in-law, King Charles. The fact that she's putting that article there, or whoever wrote this article, People magazine, I'm reading the article from, her father-in-law. They're making all of it so personal. They're trying to make us understand that there's nothing extraordinary about the fact that she was able to get to this platform of the royals. Everything is just so natural that she can now call the King Charles, her father-in-law. According to a new report, the letter was reportedly sent soon after Prince Harry and Meghan interview with Oprah Winfrey that unveiled allegations that there were concerns and conversations about how dark Archie's skin might be when he's born, reports the Telegraph. Meghan's correspondence was allegedly sent in response to a letter she received from King Charles, who was then known as the Prince of Wales, in which he expressed his sadness over tension within the family. Charles is believed to be the only senior royal to have made contact with Meghan. Following the Oprah interview, according to the report, several new details emerged in the Telegraph report, including that the letters named a member of the family who allegedly made the remarks about Archie's skin, and that Meghan and King Charles agree the comment was said with no malice. So there was an agreement, if we are to believe this, that they both agree there was no malice towards it. It was a curiosity that maybe somebody gave voice to, as anybody would in any kind of family. Meghan allegedly also told Charles that she didn't intend to accuse the royal family member of racism, but instead wanted to discuss unconscious bias, the outlet reports. The Duchess reportedly thanked the king for his letter, and while the tone of the exchange was warm, the family tension remains. The Duchess of Sussex is going about her life in the present. Okay, that's another one. Not thinking about correspondence from 2 years ago related to conversations from 4 years ago. Any suggestion otherwise is false and frankly ridiculous. This is another lie. So these are the words of the people who put out a statement on behalf of Meghan Markle. If I were to go and analyze and do analysis about what she's saying, I would say this character is lying. Just because a character says something in a play or in a script, it doesn't mean that you have to take the words to be the truth. You have to figure out, as detectives do, actor detectives, are they lying? Are these characters lying? Are they contradicting themselves? Yes, they are. She's a character who lies. We encourage tabloid media and various royal correspondents to stop the exhausting circus. They're calling the media. They're not afraid to call people names. They're not afraid to call them circus freaks. That's not what they're calling them. But as an acting coach, I would go even further and say, what is the subtext to this text? What does that mean when somebody says the media has to stop this circus? If they have nobody to do the circus on, they wouldn't do it. So you're calling them in the subtext circus freaks, but you're not taking responsibility, and you're not putting also in this story that you want to portray yourself as somebody who's apologetic, who's taking back what she had said. She's not doing that. She's not saying that. She's not placing any kind of responsibility. She's not admitting any kind of responsibility for what she's done. She's placing it on others all the time. Who does that as characters? Do you do that? Think about your life. That's what I mean when I say actors are so needed in society, because they teach us how to analyze ourselves, how to become self-aware of what we're doing, why we're doing it. Are we doing it out of fear? Are we doing it because we want to remain relevant? Why are we doing it? Prince Harry, 38, recently addressed the couple's Oprah interview, and during it gave more insight into their collective thoughts about unconscious bias. So they're trying to take responsibility from themselves, to say it's bigger than us. It's much bigger than us. She's saying that there was no malice. She understands that there was no malice on the part of the royal who said the things that they said about Archie. In Oprah interview, you accuse members of your family of racism. No, 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 no. The Duke of Sussex interjected. No, 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 which is a lie, because that's exactly what she did. And again, Oprah took it to mean that. That's why her response was, what, horror, horror. The British press said that, right? This is what Prince Harry said. Did Meghan ever mention they're racist? Did Meghan exactly say those words? Bradby, the interviewer, replied, she said there were troubling comments about Archie's skin color. Wouldn't you describe that as essentially racist? Harry said he wouldn't describe the incident as racist. The difference between racism and unconscious bias. The two things are different, Harry continued. Once it's been acknowledged or pointed out to you as an individual or otherwise an institution that you have unconscious bias, you therefore have an opportunity to learn and grow from that. Otherwise, unconscious bias then moves into the category of racism, he said. He's so smart in putting all these words together, but I wish they would apply the same words that they're trying to teach us, the audience, when he speaks to such different interviewers in the many interviews that he gave after writing his book and the Netflix show. We have those to go back to and watch. I don't understand how you're trying to spin everything out of what you already have said. Instead of you trying to play with words because you're not that good at playing with words, you would just be better off by accepting what you did was wrong and accepting that you wanted to create something big to get the applause and to get to people to be on your side, to get the people to pay attention to you and your wife. Oprah, in my opinion, made it so much bigger than it could have been. Instead of Oprah asking the question, the follow-up question to Meghan when she did make that statement, what exactly did they say? Were they maybe curious? The same way that Chris Rock was reminding us in his comedy show that a lot of people in a lot of families are asking the same question about the newborn. It's nothing malice, like she says, but then she goes on to say something else. So she's not retracting. She's a little bit retracting, but then she's putting it back out there because she wants to see which one is going to catch. Which one is going to catch? Which one is going to catch? Thank you so much, you guys. I'm so grateful for some of the comments, for all of the comments that I'm getting from you. I please ask you to subscribe and share my YouTube channel because I'm trying to grow it and I'm having such a difficult time. I don't know how to do any of the putting it out there, all of the things that other people are doing. Please let me know what I can improve on. Please let me know what you like about it, what you don't like about it. I thank you so much. Mwah. Kisses.